Alright, y'all. I think these fucking hot dogs probably gotta come off of this fire. Bird told me to flip them every minute, but I flipped them once. And they were already pretty fucking cooked on the side they had been on. I have never seen hot dogs plump to quite such an Akira monster extent as these ones have, being on this grill. So I think they might just be fun. I mean, hot dogs are cooked to begin with. Oh shit, yeah, that's definitely done. Holy Christ. How did it get so much even more burnt on the other side after I flipped them? Like, I thought they were pretty bad after a couple minutes on the one side. But after, like, fucking a minute on the other side, they're, like, burnt there. Jesus Christ. I wish I had a longer stabbing implement. Bing, chilling. I should probably get my phone further away from the fucking fire, considering how easily this thing overheats. Right. Just gotta get 2 more hot dogs. Okay, it's hotter than shit. Okay. They seem a little burnt to me. Maybe I should have taken them off even sooner, but it's only been like a couple minutes. Ooh, what is that on the bottom of the table? It's like a fucking, that leaf looks like a Cascoon from Pokemon. I see you on that half burnt, half raw game. I mean, they're not raw in the first place. You know, hot dogs are already cooked before you reheat them. But they had looked kind of burnt on the one side before I flipped them. Maybe they all turned themselves back over and got back onto their... But I had already flipped these. So, like, it's crazy to me that I was like, oh, they look like they need to be flipped, and the other side got fucking so burnt so quick. But that fire is hotter than fuck. I don't think he realized quite how hot it was going to be. I don't know if he's still planning to make fajitas. I didn't expect him to make all 8 hot dogs. I guess I wasn't really paying attention when he was actually putting the hot dogs on. What? The hot dogs. Yeah, they're done. Are you sure? I'm very sure. You burned them? Yeah, that fire hot. And it only got hotter after I flipped them. So the side that I flipped them onto is the even more burnt side. Like, I thought they were getting a little burnt, so I flipped them, and then when I took them off, the other side was, like, very burnt. But I think it'll
This
probably...
is why I wish you had gone to the camp store, by the way.
Well, you told me to flip them every couple of minutes.
I said every 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah, you were only gone for 4 minutes. Anyway. Hot dog. Maybe it was more than 4. I don't know how long it took me to set up the stream. Tastes pretty good, though.
Yeah, they're good hot dogs. This cost $6.50.
God damn.
That's what a regular canister of bug spray costs at most places.
Christ almighty. It's not even regular size. It's like travel size.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like fitted on a plane size.
You can't bring aerosol canisters on a plane.
Well, rip. Yellow and red says that the hot dogs aren't crunchy on the outside. You did something wrong.
If the hot dogs aren't crunchy, well, I don't disagree with you there.
Yeah.
They don't have to be black burned. I met a very cool dog.
It's not perfect.
The dog's name was Izzy. Their owners were British.
British? Were they like that British?
Yes.
Oh, wait.
I mean, no. They were like posh.
Speaking of British, this is where the British landed in the United States.
Oh, you just took these off, didn't you?
The ocean's like over that hill. Yeah, I did just take these off. The Atlantic Ocean's right over there. I don't know if you can see it from the top of this ridge. I don't think you could. There's probably a good 100 feet, maybe 200 feet between us and the ocean. Actually, it's probably farther than that. I'm thinking about it. Our campsite's buried a little deeper. We walked out to the ocean earlier, so I forgot that I'm thinking of from the wrong point onward. But like, The Atlantic Ocean's like 200 feet that way. So the English people, this place is called First Landing State Park because it is the first landing. It's the first place they landed. I don't believe it was the first place. So in like the late 1500s, they sent these people to North Carolina who had apparently established a colony called Roanoke. But then when the next settlers came, they could find no evidence of the Roanoke colony. Confusingly, maybe the...
They didn't find evidence of any people.
What'd you say?
No people.
Just no people. So there were constructions.
I don't know.
So they were probably all killed by natives then, if there were just no people. If there was evidence that they had set it up.
Center was they were all gone, or they had all gone back to England.
Well, considering that even when we did establish a successful colony here, most of the people fucking died. Like 80% of everybody who showed up to Jamestown died like that winter. I mean, they kind of sent more people to commiserate with the survivors and, try again. Try to see if they could defend against the problems they didn't realize were there. But yeah, this is where they landed. It is described in the visitor center that, like, when they landed, the natives were, like, there. They were, like, pissed off immediately. They knew people were coming. They were like, what the fuck is happening? So, rightfully so, I should add. So it's pretty much been war from the outset.
Have you noticed that they're crying right now?
What?
When they cry.
Oh.
They're crying.
The cicadas? Yeah. They are going hard. Anime sound design level cicada ring. I've watched plenty of videos about Roanoke. People of Roanoke probably moved and assimilated into the natives, actually. That's interesting. That would be cool. They all just, like, became part of the tribes. That'd be sick. When I was going to school, they definitely did not portray it that way. But that was a likely possibility. But that was in the 90s. So my information is from the 90s. I have no idea how much archaeology's been done on it since then. Growing up in Virginia, you pretty much learn the same history over and over again because early U.S. history and Virginia history are the same history. It's the first state in the U.S. So you learn about the colonies over and over. But again, this would have been from like first grade through sixth grade, just really hammering in what early Virginia was about. Not so much Civil War onwards, we stopped being like the most important state for a while. And then, I don't know. How important would you consider Virginia? Like top 10 states?
What, at all?
Yeah. Probably in the top 10 for importance. Maybe. Just because of all the cities around D.C. I'm not counting D.C. Like, if you're counting D.C., it would absolutely be one of the most important. But not counting D.C. because it's not really Virginia. It still has, like, most of the politicians live in Virginia. All the colleges where people train to be politicians are in Virginia. Also, there's just not that many important states. What would you say are the most important states? You got like
California,
New York. Those ones.
Pennsylvania's probably big.
Pennsylvania, Texas. What comes next? Like Texas, New York, and California have so much more. I mean, like
Seattle,
Illinois,
Washington, and Oregon are probably big.
Washington, Illinois, just by way of having like huge cities there. But like I feel like in terms of like political influence, Virginia's got to be in the top 10. In spite of not having like a massive metropolis. Again, we're close to DC, which is kind of a massive metropolis. But I don't know.
God damn, you really fucked these up.
The Civil War wasn't actually that civil. 0 out of 10, bad name. That's fair. Apparently, a lot of my bloodline died in the Civil War. My mom mentioned this, that like, because my family goes back to like the first settlers on both sides. Each of my parents' mothers have lineage going back to early British settlers, definite slave owners, and at least one. Actually, I think even my granddad's side, on my mom's side, had like my mom found slave owners. So definitely, I'm a product of a bad lineage, of a colonial, you know, the people who took literally this land from the people that had it, built apart.
And your land, from California to New York Island.
I mean, anybody who pays $30 is allowed to be here now, but it literally belongs to the government. So, it's not your land or my land. But we're allowed to be here, regardless of being homosexuals. So that's cool. You know, it's better than a lot of places.
Virginia ranks number 5.
As like importance.
You can only see the top 8 right now.
Who ranks this? What is the?
Who cares?
What is the organization that ranks?
Rollcall.com. This was from 2011.
Okay. Sure, whatever.
California, Texas, New York, Michigan, Virginia, Florida, Maryland, Washington. And then after that, it's loading.
Sounds right.
The last 2 are...
I forgot about Florida. Florida's such a weird fucking place.
Massachusetts and Illinois.
I went to low power mode. Probably gotta plug my phone into something.
Probably. I've never had a bug spray feel like it was burning my skin before.
Oh, god damn. That's just off, right? I sprayed myself with the same shit earlier.
Some kind of off.
I wish more Americans spent more time appreciating, like, the cool parts of living in America.
The national parks. Weed is legal in some states.
You and I get to be fucking gay wherever we want. LGBT everywhere.
I guess.
I don't know, where can't we be? I mean, you can't be in, like, specific people's...
I will never go to Mississippi or Alabama with you.
We've been to Mississippi. It wasn't a problem.
We've driven through Mississippi in the middle of the night.
Did we not ever stop in Mississippi?
We stopped in the middle of the night at Mark Twain's home.
Not
Mark Twain, Kermit the Frog. It was the Kermit the Frog place. What's his name?
We worked in a town in one of those two places. Either Mississippi or Alabama. We definitely did work in a town last year in one of them.
Maybe.
In the place that Riley had lived for a while. When you came to pick him up.
That was Louisiana, honey.
Louisiana? Okay. So Louisiana's different then.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Pretty much anything goes in Louisiana.
I don't know if I've been to Alabama.
I drove through it once.
So there's two people I know of to have told me about Alabama. One is my friend Marcus, who's black, and told me that Alabama was the first place he had been where he actually felt unsafe.
That's why I don't.
He was like,
this story's not why I don't go to Alabama,
yeah.
But
he was like, yeah, it's the only place I've ever been like, wow, I shouldn't be here as a black guy. And I was like, damn, that's pretty rough. But JPEG Mafia lived there for a lot of his upbringing.
Great.
And I think he came away with the same opinion. He hates crackers and honkies more than anybody else I've ever heard of on planet Earth. So I would have to say he's probably dealt with some racism in his day. That's a person who moved from Alabama, being stationed there in the military, to Baltimore, because he was like, well, Baltimore's the hardest place there is. that's the place where the people fight the government. Like the people have stopped the government in Baltimore. He was like, I want to be in a place where people can stop the government. And I realized why that Baltimore is like that. It's because Baltimore and DC are almost the same city. I think that Baltimore is just shadow DC. Like DC is where everybody
So,
who
DC is the Erd tree, right?
yeah.
And then
Baltimore's
Baltimore is the shadow
of
tree.
the Erd tree. Okay. Is there actually a shadow tree?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's called... everyone thought it was pronounced Scadu tree, but now Vati Video is pronouncing it Shadu tree because SCADU was an old English word. That's probably where it's taking influence from.
Seems likely. That's something they would do. But yeah, I think Baltimore, DC is where you go if you're like, I want to work for the government, and Baltimore is where you go if you're like, I want to work against the government. I'm not interested in working against the government. I would sooner work for the government, but I don't think the government would have me. I think it would reject me. What do you think?
I don't think you've made yourself worthy enough for the government to tap you as an interest.
Like in like a positive or a negative, or what do you mean by that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not counting on them tapping me as an interest. I'm thinking about if I applied. Like if I was like,
that's
hey,
different. I mean,
sign me up for the government,
we
they'd
become
be like,
campground hosts. We work for the government.
well, that's fair. Do you have to pass like drug tests?
No.
Well then, fuck it. I know to get government clearance you have to do that. I don't think you need clearance to run a campsite, right?
I should have made you go to the camp store. Those hot dogs suck.
We ate all of them though.
Yeah, because I'm hungry.
I think they were alright. They tasted like salt and meat.
And a burn.
And a nice char.
No.
A nice wood taste.
Too much char.
A nice smoky wooden char taste. Is there no sound?
It's possible.
Can you hear us? Amy says the sound is fine, so maybe it is just Gary. Yeah, other people have audio. I was pretty sure people would be freaking out if I didn't have audio. You have to keep refreshing the page. That's strange. Yeah, I don't expect the connection to be especially amazing out here, but it seems to be working. Link or title to the vid where we talk about Harvey. It is a bonus episode only available to patrons. Although I'm sure if you find somebody who will give you the link on the down low. We haven't made a fucking bonus episode in a long time. As far as I'm concerned, even if you signed up for the patron, we'd owe you something. Yeah, that's cicadas. They'd be out. When they cry, you know. Igurashi no naku koro ni. How you doing, Bird? Living my best life.
Still pretty hot.
It is still pretty hot. And I don't think the fire is going to reduce that in any way. I'm going to put the camera on the fire so y'all can watch a nice fire. I'll figure out the positioning, I swear. Jesus Christ.
Bring any sweets?
I don't think so. Brought eggs, hash browns, steak,
Pulled pork.
pulled pork, tortillas, onions, garlic, peppers, a bunch of spices, and I feel like that's probably all the food I brought. Besides whatever I just ate. Hot dogs. Granted, we could always leave and come back and go get some fucking ice cream or some shit. There's an Italian ice place nearby. And a bunch of ice cream places.
I'm certainly considering leaving and coming back. But we'd have to put this out and restart it.
That's true.
Why did I start a fire?
I do not know. Natural inclination. Well, you already had the coals burning, so you were thinking, I guess I gotta keep the fire going.
Alright, I can put that out.
We're gonna take a road trip, everybody. Real quick, do you want to check out sunset on the beach first?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Can you go show them where the water pump is and get me more water?
Water pump. Did it ever actually rain? I guess it did a little bit. It was like 30 minutes of light rain, but it was maybe the lightest rain I've ever experienced. I probably collected less than 10 droplets on myself. Hey, somebody passing through this road. Kind of an odd choice because this road only leads you past this campsite. I mean, it is a way to get out of the loop, but there's also other ways to get out of the loop. There's no real reason to choose that spot. You know, whatever. It's a public access road. It's not like I am taking ownership over the road that has my campsite on it, hoping nobody ever drives on it. Oh wait, yes, I'm absolutely doing that. Alright. I gotta find the water pump. I thought it was closer than this. I thought I was just gonna skate right over and go bam, water pump, boosh. But maybe it's further than I thought. What are y'all all up to? Anybody having a good day, or is everybody's day fucking shit? Garbage, donkey ass. I mean, I hope not. Hopefully your day was like cooler than fuck. Check out that squirrel. Good dude. I feel like there must have been a water pump closer than I'm walking to. I just walked in this direction because I saw a bird go this way. I think this is the way he went when he went to get water earlier. He was like, show them where the water pump is. And I'm like, sure, I totally know where the water pump is. I definitely went to a water pump earlier. There's a water pump and an air pump. They have an air tire. Well, this is like the serious water. This is not drinking water. This is toilet water. I'm talking about this water over here. They literally have a car tire air pump at the fucking state park. I have never. Oh, it's because they have a bus stop here too. Fascinating. Does the bus always have to come all the way? There's the bus right there. Does the bus always have to come all the way into this fucking state park every time it's making its rounds, or is it like a special bus? I should hope that the average bus goer doesn't have to like pop into the state park every time they ride the bus home. That seems obnoxious as shit. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ, that water came out quick. Alright, water exploded all over me. Which is fine, because it's hotter than balls. When you think about it, hotter than balls doesn't really make sense, right? Because however hot it is, if your balls are wrapped up, they're going to be hotter, right? Like, it can't be hotter than balls that are in the same heat that it is. The balls are always going to be proportionally the hottest thing in the environment because they're trapped under so many layers. Hence, it can never really be hotter than balls. It's some kind of day. That doesn't sound like a good day. That's how I felt about the last couple of days, though. July 4th was definitely some type of day. The 5th was fine, I guess. I spent most of it just being like, what the fuck am I gonna do today? Fundamentally. I think you've gone the wrong way for water. I mean, I got water. I'm on the way back now. I don't know if I went the wrong way in the first place to get to a closer water spigot, if that's what you mean. Because I do suspect there was a closer spigot, but I went the way that I thought I saw that you went. It looked like you were coming back from this way. So I went the way that it looked like you were coming back from. Maybe I was wrong. It's possible that I was wrong and you were coming back from a different way. Looks like you did go the long way. Gary, did you literally open up a map of the place that I'm at and look up which way I went compared to which spot I'm in? Or are you just assuming that? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying. To which I would respond, impressive. I can see the sunset is clearly happening over there, so I gotta get back quick if I want to bring Bird to the beach to watch an unexpectedly eastern looking sunset. I guess actually we're facing north. Like, I think this beach faces the ocean northward. So it's probably looking more so into the Chesapeake Bay than straight into the Atlantic Ocean. Not that there's really a difference. It's the same body of water. But, you know, I think it faces north. I feel like this walk is even longer than I remember it having been. which scares me because it makes me think that I like passed my turn. I don't remember passing the Gosnold bathhouse when I came back through here. I didn't like pass my turn, did I? I'm feeling like I was not this far down. You agree? You think I missed it? Well, I think that is very possible. So I'm going to start walking back the way I was. This seems like too long. Also, there's a fucking water spout right there. So that's probably the water spout I was supposed to make it to. When the fuck did I miss my turn to get back to my campsite, though? That's a low-riding, loud-ass car. God damn. That's a fucking Honda Civic. All of that noise and all of that light is coming from a fucking Honda Civic. Did I really go past the part I'm at? I can't find a fucking road. I can't find anything that leads to where I'm supposed to be. Bird, am I going the wrong way? Do you know where I am? Are you watching me? I'm at number 40. Do I need to go farther forward or farther back? I can't remember. I can't. It feels like I walked a really long way, but also not very far. Like my brain keeps dilating the time. I'll look back and stream and check. That might work. I'm seeing signs that indicate things. Fuck, did I see this before I turned or after I turned? I feel like I wasn't that fucking far from the shit when I turned. Alright, this looks like a road that goes inward. And if this is a road that goes inward, then it's probably the road. There's just not a sign that says that it leads to my site. But that's because you can't actually go to the site this way by car. You have to come at it from the other direction. So I was expecting there to be a sign that says, oh, your site's down there. But actually you can't get to the site by going that way. So I understand why they wouldn't put a sign there. But it caused me to just walk right past the road, thinking, oh, that's not my road. There'd be a sign. There was a sign on the next road, even though technically the same rules apply to that road, I think. I don't know. Strange. There should maybe be something that's like, hey, you can't drive this way, but your site is totally down there. You know? That would help dumb shits like me to figure out what the fuck we're doing. Bird, I got lost.
Did you find the water?
Yes, I did find water.
Do you know that the water's just, you turn left there and it's at the corner?
Turn left where?
You
There?
leave our campground.
Yeah, no, I found that one also. I went right, and I did find a water eventually, but then I passed our road going back. I had to turn around because I was like, I didn't walk this far. Anyway, generally, I was a public embarrassment.
Sounds like you.
Yeah, it does sound like me. Alright, are we going to get ice cream or something?
We get something.
Should I stop the stream?
Don't have to.
We don't really have any viewers, and I'm low on battery, and we're not making any money.
You can do it.
Alright, y'all, I'm glad I got to show you this amazing time we're having and capture it on camera so that I can remember it in posterity. I want to remember the way these trees looked. I want to remember the fact that we were surrounded by these little miniature swamps, that we had these weird little walls at our campsite, you know, that we were kind of entrenched in our own little world. It was the only tent site actually available, but it's the only one I would have wanted anyways. A short walk from the beach where the sunrise is. All right.